my last couple of years I've gone through burnout, who you're spending your time with, how you talk to yourself. We are human beings, not human doings. Yes, we're living longer, but we're living sicker. I never realised how bad I felt until I felt so good. My whole journey actually started with a can of Diet Coke.
Oh my God, tell me.
So
This is Catch-Ups in My Kitchen, the catch-up you need every week in order to look, feel and be the best version of yourself. Join me in my kitchen every week as I speak to a new guest about all things food, health and wellness. Whether it's a specialist in their field, an inspiring story, or just a big girly catch-up full of all the recommendations, tips and advice. In my kitchen, we talk about it all. Hey guys, and welcome back to the first episode of Catch-Ups in My Kitchen in 2026. Happy New Year! We are so excited for another full year of amazing episodes. And to kick it off, we are joined this week by Kia Porter. And we are talking all things how to reduce burnout, a topic which we can all relate to. This episode is going to give you the toolbox you need to reduce burnout. We are deep diving on diet, on sleep, on who you surround yourself with, on how you talk to yourself, and just reducing some of the toxins in your life in order to live and thrive better. This is a perfect episode to kick the year off because there are so many healthy tips and advice here, which I know you guys are going to absolutely love. Before we get into the episode, a little favor from me. If you could click that follow button, it would mean the world. Every follower adds such a difference to the podcast. We are growing. We've got some really exciting guests this year. So to keep us on the right path, to keep us growing, as we are now in our 4th year, I need you guys to click that follow button. Thank you so much in advance. And now let's go and join Kia in the kitchen. Kia, welcome to my kitchen. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You're so welcome. I'm really excited. I feel like we just did like a mini episode before the episode. So I'm so excited to get into all of this. Before we do you mind giving a quick elevator pitch, who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name's Kia Porter. I am a naturopathic health coach, training to be a nutritional therapist. And I suppose I come into the wellness space because of my own journey. I had a lot of health issues when I was in my teens and my 20s, specifically around my hormones. I am a PCOS girl. But not only that, in my last couple of years, I've gone through burnout, type A, and that sort of led me really to wanting to work with women so that I can help them so they don't have to suffer the same way that I did. It's been a real journey. It is incredible to be able to work with so many women. And yeah, I work pretty much online, so I can work with people sort of wherever they are. And it is so exciting.
It's so exciting. And being able to help people like that is so satisfying and rewarding. Yeah. And burnout is huge.
Yes.
I mean, this episode is going to be coming out at the beginning of January.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about how to prevent burnout.
Yes.
Which I mean, everyone knows that feeling and everyone wants to prevent that. So I feel like this is going to be like the toolbox for everyone's start of the year. Before we do that though, we have a quick fire round about all things food, which we love, to kick things off. So what's your favourite restaurant in London?
Scott's.
I haven't been. So many people have recommended Scott's. I need to go.
It's either that or Dishoom.
Yes.
Very different, right?
Very different.
Indian and like sort of Mediterranean. But I love Scott's because of the fresh fish. I love the restaurant. Really nice, like date night, or like birthday, like real celebration. I actually went there the day after my wedding. So I got married in London and we went there for our kind of the day after. And then Dishoom because it is Indian, is one of my favourite foods. And I just love the authenticity of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good. Both of those are good. Okay, what is one wellness brand or product that you can't live without?
Holy cacao.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a holy cacao.
I've got it in my cup.
I love it.
Holy cacao, absolutely. When I give up coffee, so I gave up coffee about 20 months ago, caffeine, and I needed kind of that, I wanted a warm hug in a mug. That's pretty much why I used to drink coffee. It was more so the habit around something warm as opposed to the feeling I used to get from caffeine. Now, obviously, it used to give me a lot of energy in the short term. But holy cacao, definitely, like that warm, nourishing, and knowing that you're drinking something that's very nourishing for you as well is a big win.
Definitely. Like taste plus the benefits.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your hangover meal?
Oh, that's a hard one because I don't really have a hangover anymore.
Yeah.
But if I was to choose something, it would probably be something like an Indian or a roast dinner.
Yeah.
A roast dinner, probably.
Nice. Okay, what is your favourite coffee shop?
Oh,
Tough one.
that is a tough one.
For someone who's given up coffee.
I know.
Really hard.
Do you know what? I'd probably say Gales.
Oh.
Because when I did drink coffee, I used to absolutely love their coffee. But now I'm one of their hot chocolate girls. So I
was
do
going to
love their hot
say,
chocolate.
and they use Islands,
Yeah.
which is like really, really good chocolate.
It's very good. And you can get a 75% dark.
Yeah.
So that it's just more rich. It's just, again, like a little hug in a mug. I
Yeah.
mean, they maybe need to get bigger cups because they are so tiny.
Yeah. Agree.
And I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
give me like in a big cup.
I want a mug. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I do love their hot chocolate.
Yeah, me too. Okay, which food for you is a complete no-no?
Oh, great question. I'm going to have to go with things like cereal.
Good one.
Things like cereal.
No one has said cereal on here,
Yeah.
and that is so true.
Yeah.
I would never have cereal.
No.
It's just,
nothing.
it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just processed beige sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
And I used to live off cereal when I was younger. I loved it.
Mine was Weetabix.
Really, I used to have like Crave and like,
Oh my God, yes.
I loved it.
The cinnamony thing.
oh my God, yeah, I had the cinnamon squares.
Yes.
I loved
I did
the
love a Cocoa Pop.
Jordans. Oh yeah, the Jordans strawberry crumble situation. Country crisp. That was it.
I know what you're on about now. Like the granola-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love it.
Yeah.
There's any chocolate in there, winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. But now, no.
There is a couple of brands, I don't know the names, there is a couple of brands that have been bought out though that do really good grain cereal rather than your sort of traditional fast grown
Okay.
cropped that has no nutritional value in, because what they do is they strip out all of the elements of the nutrients. So a grain is made up of 3 different grains. So a full grain. So like an oat is a full grain.
Yeah.
But something like wheat is split. So you've got 3 elements of it. You've got the wheat, the germ, and the endosperm. And to have all the nutritional value, you need all 3 of those. When it goes through the refining process, they strip out 2 of them. They only leave the inflammatory molecule, which is why people struggle so much to digest the wheat now and have so many problems with it, because it hasn't got the elements to be able to, you've not got no nutritional value. And then what they do is they add in the chemicals and fortify it with chemically made minerals, which can't also be absorbed by the body.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we grow up on as children and
Yeah.
give our children before they go to school, which
Yeah.
is just wild.
Yeah.
Okay, lastly, what is your favourite dish to cook at home?
Probably something like a chili con carne or a spag bowl.
Yeah.
Easy, all in one pan, so delicious, and also it is a complete vessel to add so many nutrients in.
Yes.
You can add all your herbs. It doesn't really matter what herbs, chuck them all in. They can be fresh, they can be dried. You've got your tomatoes, you've got your good quality beef mince, or you can go, I used to when I was vegetarian, great mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable, because they still give you that kind of ragu texture.
Yeah.
Obviously mushrooms are very nutrient rich as well, and it's literally put anything in it.
Yeah, you can bulk it
one
out.
pot.
Spinach, courgette, carrots, peppers, shove them all in.
Yeah, onions, garlic, everything like good that you need that colour in for that gut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the winter, that's like comfort.
Stick it in a slow cooker, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, amazing.
Go home, like go out, come home, got the most, like the smell when you come in, like that nice food.
Yeah. Oh
I'm
my
such
God,
a
yum.
foodie.
Yeah, I know, same. Okay, let's start with the starter kit someone will need to reduce burnout.
Okay, so personally, it's the things that I would say don't cost money. I think the wellness industry has been so influenced by this product, that product, what I can buy, what I can take. But burnout isn't just feeling tired. It is a knock-on effect through your whole body. It is how your hormones behave. And as women, we have 28, 35-day cycle. When we are burnt out, that is going to take a hit. Our hormones are the hormones are the symptoms of what's happening beneath. But something like burnout, it is, as I said, the things that don't cost money. Who are you spending your time with? Like, relationships are a big thing. I think we feel like it's always we've got to do, but it's actually what we can give as well and what we can get from other people. I think relationships are a big thing. Sleep is always a big thing, and not as well just how many hours are you getting up? What is your quality of sleep? Because it's not just, oh, I'm sleeping for 7 hours. Are you actually sleeping for 7 hours? Or are you getting in bed at 7 hours?
Yeah.
But you're not actually sleeping for 5 or 7 of those, you're only having maybe 5 hours sleep. Sleep is a really big one. How you talk to yourself, like the pressure you put on yourself. I think this is something that underpins everything is your nervous system. And a lot of people say like, oh, there's a lot of talk of nervous system now in the industry, but it's not about having a regulated or dysregulated nervous system. It's having flexibility in your nervous system, that when something changes, when you come across stress, when you have a stressful event, a period, something, traumatic happen, that doesn't override your entire system, that you end up with either a chronic illness, you end up sick, you end up bedbound. And effectively, you want flexibility in your whole system, that you can bounce back from these things. That's true wellness. Mm-hmm. Like, true wellness is being able to cope and get through these things. Second thing as well is, I think you're looking into how you're giving yourself energy. So I think we sleep because we want to feel awake in the morning. We want to repair our body. We eat because we want to produce energy. We eat food, and the system is so complex. The body system is incredible, that every single minute as we're sitting here, it's detoxifying, it's creating energy, like it's doing everything beneath that. But effectively, when you're eating, you want to focus on what you're eating. It's not like, I think people forget about the diet impact on burnout. I think we always associate like sleep, we always associate the routines that we have, how much we're working. But it's those small pillars in your day that you can take for you to allow yourself to like really switch off. So if you don't do that, you will always hit burnout, always push for more. And it's being kind to yourself.
So true. So true. And like, this is really wild. As you were speaking, September, I was being really, really harsh on myself. I'd probably given myself a bit more leniency in August. I was away a bit, wasn't pushing as hard, wasn't on it as much. Got back into routine in September, and I was so hard on myself. I was talking to myself really badly. I'd be working and I realized I hadn't taken a breath. I was getting into bed and I was like, I have not stopped. I couldn't sleep because my brain was going a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I missed my period in October.
There you go.
And I have, like, just now hearing you explain all this, put together why that was.
Yeah.
And it's because I was causing huge stress on my body, because I was basically trying to make up for the time that in my head I hadn't given myself in August. And you work for yourself, I work for myself. We know what it's like. It can be really tough to. If you're not doing it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And when you're getting something off the ground, it's got to be 24/7. And when I give myself a break, I just then feel really guilty. Like we were talking before, like I don't want to sit on the sofa because I have the guilt of like I could be doing X, Y, Z. But rest is productive. And I know this. And like I speak about this all the time. I speak to like people like yourself who are experts in their field telling me all these things. And I know it, but still the guilt creeps up on you. And it's so hard.
Yeah.
And with sleep, like sleep is like number one for rest.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that I used to think it was like a badge of honor to be like, I got up at 5. And like I still can get up early.
Yeah.
But since mouth taping, I now know that the time in bed, I am getting like really, really good sleep because I wake up like oh my God, I slept so well last night. And that's because of mouth taping. So now I'm like obsessed with trying to get more sleep because I know how good it can feel.
Yeah.
Whereas before I would just get up, probably not have the best sleep. I'm a really light sleeper. So definitely didn't get into like deep sleep and then be happy with myself if I was like, oh yeah, I worked to 11 and up at 5. Like, how good is that? Like, that's not good. No. That's really, really bad.
Yeah.
So how do we get out of this state of the guilt? Because I feel like the guilt, you know, you're saying diet, we're saying sleep, we're saying be kind to ourselves. All of those things are great, but what if we feel guilty for doing it?
I suppose it's underpinning what you're pushing, why you're pushing for what you're pushing for. Because, and it's something I have a question, I have a conversation with my clients about this a lot, and they'll say, yeah, but I can't do, you know, it's really hard to switch off. It's really hard to like chill myself down. It's, you know, I feel like I've got this great big to-do list. And I say to them, but what are you adding onto that to-do list that actually needs to be done today? Or are you just adding it because you're trying to be productive? Like, there's a big difference between productive actually giving you an outcome and just being productive for being productive's sake. Because we can all sit there and sort of say like, oh yeah, I absolutely smashed the day, but how many things have you done that are actually for yourself, or, you know, for us like business, that is actually going to move you to that next stage? Because otherwise you're just staying in the same cycle, right? You're staying on that hamster wheel of always doing, you're never being. And we are human beings, not human doings. And I think a lot of people forget that we are not machines. We also can't keep up with the way that the world is moving. You know, the first man or woman that stepped on this planet, their nervous system has not changed. The anatomy and physiology of their body has not changed since the day we stepped on the planet to the day we are now. And yet we did not have the fast-paced lifestyle all back then. Now, yes, disease and everything still existed back then, but not to the level now. Like, yes, we're living longer, but we're living sicker.
Yeah.
And we're living sicker as we get into our older ages. And actually people are getting sick a lot younger. And we're walking through day to day with symptoms that have become normalised.
Yeah.
And I spoke to a client yesterday and I just offboarded her. She's been with me for 9 months. And she said to me, I never realised how bad I felt until I felt so good.
Yeah. This one simple thing has completely changed my life, and that is mouth taping. I have never been one to prioritize sleep, but in January I started mouth taping and my sleep and my productivity skyrocketed. The deep restorative sleep you get from mouth taping is completely insane. Nasal breathing is the way we should be breathing at night, and mouth taping really, really promotes this. I wanted to bring it to more people, so I started Healthy Habits to bring you a luxurious and aesthetic mouth tape that you can use every day and feel proud to use. If you're intrigued on the benefits or want to give mouth taping a go, this is your sign to do so. Click the link in the show notes and use the code CATCHUPS20 to try mouth tape today. I promise you will never sleep better, and just thank me later. Now let's get back to the episode.
And I think that is the thing, right? We can always keep pushing for more, but what are we actually trying to achieve? What is our deep core value that is pushing us that way? And to really reset that kind of, that conversation, that narrative with yourself, you have to go deep.
Yeah.
You have to do that inner work, because it's easy to take a supplement to get the latest gadget. And people in my sort of field, you get a lot of biohackers, you're like, oh, use this, use that. They're all really great. And there are some products that are absolutely fantastic. You know, like you say, mouth tape, brilliant. Like, it's going to really support the way you breathe, the way you actually recover in sleep. Amazing, especially if you are traditionally like a nose breather. So many benefits. But if you're still not laying the foundations of getting into bed at a good quality time, you can put your mouth tape on and sleep 4 hours. Yeah. You're still not recovering properly throughout your whole duration. So I think there's such an element of like looking inside of what are you actually trying to achieve. Now, yes, it could be career, it could be, and also you can do everything, you just can't do everything today.
Yeah.
And there's a big reminder in, you can do everything you want to do in this life, right? You can be the boss girl, you can do the business, you can build your career, you can be the mum, you can cook the nice dinners, you can, whatever it is, you can't do everything today. Like, there's got to be a playoff.
Yeah.
And sometimes you've got to come to, and it's a conversation again I have with my clients. I say, like, you're in, a good example is parents that go through the summer holidays. They are on the back seat. Like, they're not a priority because they've got their kids running around them for sort of 6 or 7 weeks. And they come back and they're like, oh, I feel like I've really fallen off the wagon. I'm like, one wheel has fallen off. It's fine. We stop. We put the wheel back on. I'm a very visual thinker. I'm a very visual with my clients as well. I try to explain it as easy as I can. And I say to people, the idea is that when you get on that wagon, one wheel might fall off. We don't just keep going until all the wheels fall off. We stop. We go, right, okay. Yes, I ate some biscuits last night. Yes, I ate some crisps. I was really stressed. Yes, I might have drunk a glass of wine. It's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop. I'm going to put the wheel back on, because you don't need a Monday to wait again, like to start again.
No.
You can start again like tomorrow, or you can start again at your next meal. Like, if you had a really big lunch and you overindulge, or you ate a chocolate bar at 3 o'clock because your energy was really dipping, and you had the shakes and you felt really like your energy was really depleting, have a great dinner.
Yeah.
And that was not me. I was a huge binge eater, really bad, emotional binge eater, happy, sad, crying, all the emotions. I would turn to food. And I've lost like 4 stone since my journey. And I think the biggest thing that underpinned it was how I felt with myself, my nervous system. It wasn't, I've always slept great. It wasn't my sleep. Yes, they all play a part, but your nervous system is the absolute foundation to how your gut works, to how your hormones work, to how your brain, to how you think. Like, there's a connection every single day, every single second, from your gut to your brain. That gut-brain axis is powerful.
Really, really is. And when people think about burnout, they don't think diet. No. Diet is not the thing that comes up.
No.
So it's the beginning of the year, which is a great time to make changes.
Yes.
How would someone change their diet to support themselves to stop getting burnout, or to reduce themselves getting burnout? Like, what have you changed in your diet, in your journey?
I mean, when I look back to what I used to eat, it was crazy, but I just didn't know any different. I think first thing, it comes back to be kind to yourself. What you don't know, you don't know. What you don't know, you can't change. But start looking in your cupboards of what are you buying? Read at the back of the ingredients. Like, there's such a movement now of people looking at their ingredient list. Like, look at your ingredients. Look, if you don't recognise it, my kind of rule of thumb is, if you don't recognise it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
You know, real whole foods. You go into a supermarket, probably 2 or 3 of the aisles are actually real whole foods. The rest of the stuff, they're your 20%.
Yeah.
Looking at your diet, looking at your plate, like, what is actually your plate made of? Have you got colour on your plate? Like, colour is the absolute foundation to building solid gut health. Now, we hear a lot about gut health, but ultimately you've got many different chambers in your gut, and you need colourful food, you need variety, because eating chicken, broccoli and rice, dull.
It's so boring.
Like, that would tip me over the edge.
Yeah.
But yet come January, when everyone, at this time of year, everyone's going to want to do that, but you don't have to do that. You thought that's the quickest way you're going to fall back off the wagon.
It's just not sustainable. I think sustainability is like key here.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I hear someone speak about, I put weight on, I want to go on a diet, or I need to do something, I need to make a change, I'm like, what are you going to do? And then they like tell me this like most ridiculous thing. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like hell. And also that's not going to last.
Yeah.
Then you're going to complete that, feel really proud of yourself, and then go back to normal. Or you're going to fall off that because you can't do it, and then beat yourself up and then go back to normal.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be sustainable. And I guess, you know, change is slow.
Yes.
And you've got to do it one bit at a time.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, chicken and rice and peas and broccoli or whatever is so boring. And it doesn't need to be like that.
So dull. And also, there's no variety in that diet, which means you're only feeding certain microbes in your gut. And if you're only feeding certain microbes, it's great. People will be like, oh, but I'm feeding those microbes. But you've got to picture your gut like a garden. Now, you want all lovely plants. You want little weeds. You don't want the weeds to take over your garden. You want all lovely plants. So you want your roses, your hydrangeas, nice colour. But if your rose starts getting out of control and starts taking over your hydrangeas, it's just as problematic in good gut bacteria as bad. because then you're overgrowing good, which then means other good can't thrive.
Yeah.
So if you're only eating the same thing all the time, and this is the same with probiotics, if you're only taking the same strain of probiotics, you're only feeding the same bacterias. That's why you need to switch them up.
Yeah. I think change, though, and I said this yesterday on a podcast, I was like, I think being able to change is health.
Yes.
And like variety is
flexibility.
Health. Yeah. In every aspect, like workouts, if you only run, well, you haven't probably got muscle.
Yeah.
If you only strength train, well, maybe you should run. Or if you only do a Pilates class, well, why don't you, like, switching it up is so beneficial. Same as skincare. Like, I never use the same skincare. Like, obviously, you use it and then you adapt it depending on the weather, depending on how it's feeling, depending on so many different factors.
Yeah.
So, like, just sticking to one thing and being in that kind of box isn't healthy.
No.
Change is good.
Change is very good.
And I think eating seasonally, for me, that's like the number one thing someone can do for their health. If they change one thing, it's like eat with the seasons. When you're in the shops, buy things that say UK on the label.
Yeah.
Or like work out what's in season. If it's like butternut squash season, perfect. Enjoy that. Same, love it. Then if it's asparagus season, enjoy that. Like May, I'm like strawberries. Like enjoy those, because December, don't eat strawberries.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of such an easy thing to do to benefit your health.
Yeah.
So what did you personally do, and what do you think creates burnout with someone's diet? What's like the recipe for disaster when it comes to burnout in a diet sort of situation?
I think eating for convenience is a big thing now. We are all so busy. We are running here, there, on the go, whether that be you're in your car all the time, whether it be you're working. People aren't taking generally enough time for themselves. Like if we are sitting at a desk all the time and we're not moving, it's a sedentary lifestyle. But effectively, if you are looking at, remind me of that question.
What diet would cause burnout?
Yes. So effectively, like when you're convenience, you're always picking up kind of, if you've got to look at food as, what is it giving me? What is the nutrient value of that food? Because our body needs nutrients, it needs minerals, it needs vitamins. Without vitamins and minerals, the body can't function. And what happens is you become deficit. So when you eat something, you are eating it, but your body is having to use the storage of the minerals and vitamins to combat that bad junk food. Now, if you carry on doing that, and you can do that over a long period of time, your body could, if we went and ate McDonald's, which I wouldn't do, but if we went and ate a fast food restaurant, we could bounce back. But someone that is doing that consistently, grabbing takeaways, grabbing on the go, like meal deals, things like that, there is very little nutritional elements in there. That is pretty much where your recipe starts. Quick food, also processed food, like processed, and there's ultra processed and processed. So cheese is a processed food, butter is a processed food, but you've got really good elements in them, and they're minimally processed. Whereas you've got your ultra processed, these are, biscuits, crisps, frozen meals, like takeaway meals. They're all ultra processed, and it does come so much back to diet. Like your body cannot function without good minerals and nutrients. And I test people's nutrients from a functional standpoint, that you can actually see, because minerals aren't just that. They aren't just minerals what you get in your food, they're functions in the body. They work with your organs. Every single mineral has a place in the body to work with. And for example, we all know selenium from our Brazil nuts. Why do we eat them? It supports our thyroid. You've got that for every single mineral and vitamin in the body. And I think when you don't eat nutrient dense food, and if you think of everything as like little buckets, as I said, I'm a visual learner. Yeah. Every single time you eat something, what buckets are you filling up? Like if you
always think like that, yeah.
If your plate is just full of carbohydrates because you've got potatoes or chips or rice, but you've not got nothing else to balance out those carbohydrates, fats and protein, you're tipping your scale that you're only again ever going to be feeding yourself with glucose, and glucose is sugar. So it's about, yes, there are good carbs. I don't like saying good or bad, nutrient dense and calorie dense.
Yeah.
But it's about looking at your plate, like what is on your plate, what colour have you got on your plate, what variety you have in. One of the biggest things that changed my life was every single week I would look and see what meals I wanted to eat.
Yeah.
Because if you just go to the food shop and you just pick up a load of stuff, you put it in your basket or your trolley, you get home, you're like, oh, I don't know what to cook.
Yeah.
But you've got all this food. That's where you fall off the wagon, because you're like, well, I don't really know what to make out of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Biggest tip I give to clients, plan forward, planning.
100%.
I get we don't have time. You do have to make time, because you've got time to sit on your phone. You've got time to, doom scroll or whatever it might be. You have to make time, and it takes 10 minutes to just be like, right, what do I want to eat this week? So if I'm going to eat spag bowl, I'm going to eat some sort of salad. It might be goat's cheese and beetroot, like as you say, eating with the seasons, eating like nice warm foods. So planning that out, right, what ingredients do I need? That's your shopping list.
Completely. So one thing I do, which is like every single week, I write like every day of the week, and then I write BLD, and I also write workout. So every single day. Then at the bottom of that, I write what I fancy that week, whether it's something that I've seen, something that I like fancy making, something I fancy trying. So for example, this week I wrote at the bottom red lentil dal, and I wrote spaghetti squash. So tonight I'm making mince, which we'll get onto, like a bolognese, and then I'm making it with squash, and I'm making that like the spaghetti. And I really wanted to make that. And then what you can do with that is then like, so batch it. So like made a big dal, so then I can like have it throughout the week. Maybe we'll put an egg on top, maybe have it with avocado, and like you've got a few meals there. And then obviously if you make a big bolognese, you can then have it in like lettuce cups, or you can have it like in different ways. But then I always like to fill in the gaps and think, okay, what have I added to those meals? Where are the gaps? So maybe I want to make a kale salad or a rocket salad or something like that. So then you're kind of filling in and trying to get those like 30 plant points. And that way I'm like, right, okay. And I hate waste. So I'm like, right, now I can see what I need to buy from the supermarket. And then you can look down, and that literally takes me like a tube ride to literally like pop that in my phone. I find it super fun. I love variety. Like I'm not one of those people, like a breakfast of choice for me is a shake, but I don't want to have a shake every single day. Like if I'm really cold, I might want yogurt, or I might want a porridge, or like something like that. Maybe the cold isn't going to serve me. So I like to like make, again, complete variety. And then you look at your week and it's done. Like that's my meal prep, done. And I'm not going to spend hours in the kitchen cooking, or it's just so simple, and it's forward planning. And then everyone's like, but I haven't got time, or how do you do it? It's like, you just make time, or it's fun, like on the tube, and like save recipes on Instagram. Again, we've got so many resources on our fingertips. We don't need to be worried about what to cook. We've got cookbooks, we've got, Emily English is rolling out recipes on a daily basis, and they're super simple and delicious. So like it's so doable. But it's more the people think they don't have time, or some people aren't foodies.
No,
we love food, so this is fun for us. Some people aren't foodies, and I think people eat to live or live to eat, and those who just eat to live, they're the ones who probably aren't bothered about what's on their plate.
No.
And for them it's just energy. But then it's like, what energy? Is it the energy that makes you crash? Is it the energy that lifts you up? So many different types.
And energy, you are depleting energy if you are eating the wrong food. You're getting an instant, right? You're getting an instant up, but you're getting a crash down. See it in so many clients. They, about 10 o'clock in the morning, they'll have a crash, they'll need a coffee, get sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they're in the biscuit tin, they're in the sweets jar, they're in, oh my God, I need something. They walk into the shop on that break of lunch or whatever it might be, and they're picking up these things because their body is saying like, I need sugar. That is, you're not born with that kind of impairment. That is diet. That is what you're doing to your body, and that is early stages of burnout. When you've got them sugar and salt cravings. Early stages. And it's one of the biggest things that I see come through clinic, that people are struggling with that constant, oh my God, I need something. And beneath that, from the scientific aspect, your body is basically surviving from the adrenal level. And the adrenals, again, very visual learner. The adrenals are, imagine them like little Christmas hats. They sit on top of your kidneys, but they manage your stress. They are like the bodyguards of your stress. They have many other different functions, But effectively, them managing the stress nowadays has become their full-time job, when actually it's kind of their side hustle. You think back when we were hunter-gatherers, they would run away from a tiger. You'd run away, you'd be like, oh, fight a bear, whatever it might be, danger, run. But then they'd get back to their cabin or their woods, their safe place, and they would breathe. The problem nowadays is the tiger isn't running away from something, it's the doom scrolling on your phone, it's the work meeting, it's checking emails first thing that then sends you into hypervigilant state, it's the bad food, it's the caffeine. All of these things add up, and they very quickly add up. And what happens is the adrenals try to keep up, and they get to a point, this is where you've got high cortisol, but they get to a point and they give up too, and they go, I can't keep putting out. This is where you can end up with low grade cortisol, and that's what I had. And I was able to test and I was able to see, and mine was very much in the afternoon. I would be completely wiped out and I'd be like, I need to lay on the sofa. So when you're getting those peaks and troughs, it is very much looking foundationally what is actually happening. Just because everyone else has got it around you does not mean it's normal.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. I think so much is normalised now because everyone's got something that's not right. So it's like, oh, it's fine. That person's got it. So I'm fine.
Yeah.
I want to talk about living in an anti-inflammatory state. Yeah. Food and lifestyle. So I feel like you have definitely overhauled your whole life.
Yeah.
And you live very much anti-inflammatory, which for anyone listening this year, I recommend them doing that. But it's not an overnight thing. It takes time. So how have you changed your lifestyle to be anti-inflammatory?
We live in a society that waits for chronic illness, but this is about prevention. And not everyone wants to prevent bad health. Not everyone wants to kind of get on that wagon of looking after themselves, and that's fine. You know, everyone's got their path. But this is very much about what are you eating, how you live in your life. And for me, I was someone that overhauled very quickly, because I think once I come to the realization of like, oh my God, this is impacting me as a person, I need to get rid of it all. Again, type A. I personally don't recommend it to anyone. Don't do what I done. But actually, because you become more overwhelmed, right? Because you're like, oh my God, now I need to change this and I change that. I do not have that approach with my clients. Take it step by step. Whether it be on a month one, so let's say January, you say, right, I'm going to look after my diet. I'm going to start bringing in more healthy foods. Because again, food lowers inflammation. Food also drives inflammation. But not just food, what you put on your body and what you put in your body. They work together. So what you put on your body, your skin is your biggest organ. Yeah. And I think we forget that women specifically have so much more exposure to chemicals because makeup, perfume, and all the likes of the deodorants, etc., like that. So it's looking at what you're putting on your body. Again, back years ago, we didn't have any of these things. And the biggest impact now is on our liver. And our liver is the biggest organ in our body. And that is always churning over, and clearing out toxins. But toxins aren't just from food, it's pollution that you breathe. It is, everything, but it's lowering our risk. Because if we can prevent, then that gets us to better health, right? But in terms of anti-inflammatory, my whole journey actually started with a can of Diet Coke.
Oh my God, tell me.
So PCOS, I was really unwell and I used to faint every month. I used to concuss myself. I used to have to, thankfully at the time, my next door neighbour was a gynecologist. And I remember knocking on his door and was like, look, something is really happening around my cycles. And he was like, look, you've really got to take, not that I wasn't taking it seriously, but you need to go and see someone because this is life or death. Like if you fell on the wrong point of your head, you could hit yourself. It could be very traumatic. Thankfully that never happened, but I broke nails, like falling, trying to catch myself. But my whole journey, it started with Diet Coke, or Coke Zero was my favourite. And I've always drunk a lot of water, but of an evening I'd really want something different. And my choice was always Coke Zero. But within about half hour, my ovaries would throb at me, specifically always my left. And I would get a lot of pain. And obviously over time I was like, what's happening? Why is this happening? And I drunk it once and I was like, it's the Coke Zero. So that was what is in that? that is causing such a reaction in my body. That's where my whole journey started with food and looking into ingredients, because effectively I was like, right, if that is causing such a significant impact inflammation wise, that it is driving symptoms pretty instantly, there's got to be something kind of beneath this. So whilst I don't drink any type of Coca-Cola anymore, I'm thankful for them because it's put me on this journey. However, what I then just understood was how inflammatory so many of the things in these drinks, in the food that we was eating, and how much of what I was actually eating was ultra processed without realising. And whilst I still ate vegetables and fruit and stuff like that, a lot of it was underpinned by quick things that you can stick in the oven. And it really just wasn't a variety in diet. From that, I then developed a skin condition called perioral dermatitis, which is becoming really common now as well.
I've got it.
Oh, you've got it?
Yeah.
So when I originally got it, my route was doctors, steroid cream, which didn't get rid of it, so I had to go down the antibiotic route. And then 3 years later, it come back again. And I thought, right, I'm not doing the antibiotics anymore. I'd kind of realised how impactful, you know, we definitely need them at times, but how impactful they are on the gut health, and how I thought I've just got something very minor. I don't want to wipe out kind of everything in my body for that. So I healed it naturally, and I don't have it anymore, but it took me 15 months.
Let's just touch on this quickly because I have got it.
Yeah.
I am currently on antibiotics, trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I went on antibiotics before for it. Then I got sent some sun cream to try by a brand.
Flared it up.
Could not get it back under control.
Yeah.
Went and saw an amazing lady who has helped me with like gorgeous facialist, amazing. And she said, you need to take this topical cream, which I do take or put on, and antibiotics at the same time. I was like, I'm not taking antibiotics. In my head, I was like, yeah, fine. Took the cream, did the cream, didn't touch the sides, had to go on antibiotics again. So I'm now on it. It's made the biggest difference. But after this period of time, I am not going to be on it again. So how did you do it naturally? Because I mean, I think you've got to be super, super strict on what you put on your skin and say no. Like, I'm actually a big one on this in general. If you believe something, whether it's that caffeine doesn't work for you or whether it's they're not putting XYZ on your skin, don't let anything come in.
Sway you.
Yeah. Because I am such a sucker for that. And I'm like, oh, I'll just try it. It can't be that bad. And then it is. So how did you do it?
It is so painful, like as you'll know. And I had it really bad. It even moved to my eyes in the end. I had it under my eyes, on top of my eye. You have to go to the gut. You have to work with the gut. So first of all, my main triggers were, now when I work with people, if we need to reduce foods, we've got to. Like, and it's always a recommendation. I never instruct people, you know, it is totally the recommendation that based on my knowledge, my research studies, this is what I would recommend. It's up, you know, it's up to them if they want to do it. But the main triggers were, mine was dairy, eggs were a main trigger, and tomatoes. So naturally we're quite a gluten-free household anyway because my husband's celiac. I still have it every now and then. I'm not sensitive to it anymore, but those three. So what I basically done is I had to go to a complete stripped back whole food diet, and I had to go completely whole foods, but without the tomatoes and things like that, without eggs. Now at that point I was a vegetarian as well, so I had no meat in my diet. This is just my observation. I think that being vegetarian probably had an impact on my skin as well because of...
For the benefit, for the better, or for the worse? For
the worse.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do, because I wasn't getting those nutrients in my diet. Balance, right? Having the good foods, but all the different varieties. And what I also then done is I done a gut protocol, and I done a full gut protocol where I got antimicrobial herbs, and I pretty much cleared out all the bad bacteria whilst also repopulating all the good. And I would say as I say, it took me about 15 months. I couldn't wear anything on my face. That was probably the hardest thing because my face felt really dry. But I knew that anything I put on it would make it worse, and I just didn't want to trigger it. Even the sun, I'm not sure about you, but even the sun would make it worse.
The cold is the worst.
And the cold.
The cold really, really flares it up.
Yeah. And every now and then I may get a little bit come up under my nose, but that's usually with dairy. I'm still quite sensitive to it. But a healthy body should be able to eat anything.
Yeah.
Anything. The immune response that you're getting from food, there's a breakdown in the system somewhere. One of the cogs aren't spinning. So when we are looking at something like healing, something that's on the outside, you have to go within. You have to look at what you're eating, how you're eating. Also, hormones are a big part of perioral dermatitis because it sits here. It's a lot of our hormonal system. So people that suffer with like skin problems, acne, it might be breakouts during hormonal, is here.
Yeah.
And it's very much where that perioral, and it's a three pillar: nervous system, which we've touched on briefly, the gut, and the hormones.
And how did you know that it was dairy, eggs and tomatoes?
Because I cut out everything, and when I reintroduced them back in, they flared my skin.
God, and are you eating them now?
Yeah, absolutely fine with tomatoes, absolutely fine with eggs. Dairy, I've had obviously a stressful period recently where I kind of hit burnout. So naturally, system down-regulates. We're on chasing the tiger all the time, so the body down-regulates, which then down-regulates the digestive system. So I've got a couple of just niggling bacteria floating around in there at the moment, which I'm currently on again, another gut protocol. And I think this is important to remember and to consider. This is a lifelong thing, not bad health, but commitment. You're doing this because you want to change your lifestyle. You're not doing it as a quick fix diet. Yeah. So yes, you might do the gut protocol, or you may do a protocol with a practitioner, or whatever it is. You change your diet, and you do things on your own. Change your diet. Look at what's in your home. Look at what you're exposing yourself to. If you don't change that, your symptoms will just keep coming back. Your stress, how you work, what you work, how you talk to yourself, all of that. If you don't change those foundational levels over time, it takes time. My whole thing has been like 5 years. But if you don't change that, they repeat offend.
Yeah.
So it's very much about changing the way that you are, because also you didn't get to where you are overnight.
No. So
you can't change it overnight. And it doesn't take a month to go back the other way, you know. So it's being patient with yourself and knowing that it is a journey and it's a commitment. So that when you do go on holiday, as you touched on earlier, that when you do go on holiday and you're trying to then catch up with yourself, it's not that you're trying to get back into a diet. You're not. You're able to get back like that and be like, oh, yeah, I'll just start eating normally again.
Yeah.
You know, I've indulged a little bit on holiday, might have had more alcohol, might have had different foods, variety, whatever that might be. But it's being able to be like, yeah, that's not my lifestyle. That's my ad hoc.
Yeah.
This is my lifestyle and you can get back on it.
Yeah.
But I really empathise with...
Oh, yeah, it's a journey. It is a journey.
It is.
I want to touch on, you know, you mentioned about going on holiday and having a drink and whatever. I want to touch on kind of finding your sustainable norm.
Yeah.
Because I think some people listening might be like, this just doesn't sound sustainable for me. I like to go out with my friends. I like to have a drink. I like to have a takeaway. I enjoy that. That's fun for me.
Yep.
And I think there's so much to be said for that. And there's so much to be said for doing things that are too extreme that you're then not happy. Yeah. You can't socialise. You isolate yourself. So let's touch on this. I mean, you touched on the fact that you used to not drink and now you do drink, and that's quite a liberating, freeing thing for you. So how's your journey been with like being so strict that you then restrict yourself without, and you're not having fun anymore, to then finding a balance which works for you? Yeah,
I think when I was healing my skin, I knew I had to go all in. And when I was healing, lowering inflammation, getting my body back to regularity. My body was so dysregulated. My hormones were dysregulated. Everything was so imbalanced. I kind of had to go 100% to really give my body what it needed. And I become very sensitive to a lot of things. So I feel like I needed to kind of go through that to refine my balance. But not everyone is type A like me, and not everyone is going to have to do that. But I think it is giving yourself what you enjoy, like what you actually enjoy. Like, I love nothing more than going out for a meal and having a nice glass of red wine or a cocktail. I'm not going to restrict myself of that, because actually the restriction is what drives the stress. And I think when we don't consider that restriction of beating ourselves up as a physical stress, we're getting ourselves into that burnout position still. We have to give ourselves, find your balance. My saying is pick your poison.
Yeah.
What is your poison, right? If your poison is going out with your friends once a week, that's fine. But your other parts of your lifestyle need to balance that out. So if you then go out and you then binge for the next 3 days, that actually takes 3 or 4 days out of your week. So you're tipping yourself like this on an unbalanced phase.
Yeah.
You need to be able to, whatever your poison is, whether that be going out with friends, eating takeaways, the products you put on your body, because we are all encompassing of what we put on and what we put in. And we need to consider them as a multifaceted dimension of this is everything.
Yeah.
So if we're constantly tipping the scale that way, we can't expect ourselves to have a balanced body. We can't expect ourselves to feel good. But when you start to go, okay, once a week or once a month, I have a takeaway or I go out with my friends or whatever it is, that's fine. But how quick can you bounce back?
Yeah.
How quick are you getting back onto eating your nutritious food, doing your exercise, giving yourself downtime, but not that you feel worse? Because like younger, when you were hungover or you feel crap, you just want to lay and do nothing, that then feeds more into that repetitive cycle of beating yourself up.
Yeah.
Then you feel guilty that you've laid on the sofa. It's giving yourself grace of like, do you know what? I had a great time last night. I had such a lovely time with my friends. That is wellness.
Yeah.
That's wellness, being able to balance and go between the two of enjoying yourself whilst also living a lifestyle that you also enjoy without restriction. Because if you've got restriction, I done it myself. On my 30th birthday, I didn't drink because I didn't drink, right? I'd done 200 and something days, and no, I don't drink anymore, and that's kind of me. And I was so miserable. And I look back now and I just think, oh my God, I had to learn that lesson to be like, find your balance. But also, people want balance. People don't want restriction. Restriction's too difficult. It's also, we live in the 21st century. We are constantly tempted with all these things.
Yeah.
But what makes us happy? Because if we go out and have a good drink, or we go out with our friends, or we go out for food, or we go out for a takeaway, whatever it might be, how long is that impacting on you?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you need to work out, because if you're doing that and you can bounce back, now I'm not saying you can bounce back straight away, but you can bounce back and be like, it's okay, had a great night, it's only once a month or whatever it might be. I love doing that once a week, whatever. I love doing that, makes me really happy. That's the playoff, right? Yeah. You're happy. And it doesn't matter. This is why in different countries, they have such different levels of being able to eat what they want with flexibility. Spain, countries like that, they can drink wine all the time. Why? Because they're happy.
Yeah.
Unhappiness drives stress. Unhappiness dysregulates the nervous system. And when that's dysregulated, everything else down chain dysregulates.
Yeah.
So it's starting higher up.
Definitely. And I think what I loved about what you just said is like, what makes you happy?
Yeah.
Are you doing it? Are you going out because your friends are making you?
Yes.
Are you going out because it's what you have to do?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going out because you really love it? Like pick your poison, not someone else's poison that you think you have to do.
Yeah.
I think that's also really important.
Yeah.
Now, you've spoken about what goes on and in the body. Can you touch on a few brands that you're loving that you use on your body? Because I think that's also hard. People are like, well, what do you mean on?
Yeah.
Like what do I use? Is it bad? Like what kind of the swaps that you've made?
So I think it touches back to that point of kind of like, what is your kind of toolkit? I would say now more than ever, I have got the smallest toolkit in the world, because actually I was so influenced by what I used to see online of like, oh my God, I need to buy this is going to fix me, I need to purchase that, etc., that you become so influenced by everything external. Is coming back to you. What do I need? What makes me happy? And I think for me, one of the biggest things was deodorant. Deodorant is a big thing. What you spray under your armpits goes directly into your lymphatic system. And if your lymphatic system is a drainage system for your blood. So if you have got a lot of toxins circulating in your blood through food, diet, lifestyle, whatever it might be, your body has to filter everything. And if you're putting direct compounds into your lymphatic system, you're constantly giving your body more to chug through, and your body's always catching up during your sleep. So it's always going through this detoxification during your sleep, which is sometimes if you wake up between the hours of like 2 or 3 and you're kind of woken up at that time, there's usually pathways that are sort of how do I say this? you have to be very conscious what to say, don't you? So if you wake up between the hours of like 2 to 3, maybe 4 o'clock, there's usually a backup, because that's the biggest time when your liver detoxifies. So if you're waking up during those hours, support the liver. Things like that is really important. Again, what you put on your body has to be processed by the liver. Now, again, we are so surrounded by chemicals. So deodorant is number one.
What deodorant do you use?
I use Fussy.
Okay, yeah, nice.
Now, as well, I must give a warning of deodorant. When you switch from a antiperspirant or a spray deodorant, you might kick up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the things that when you are constantly blocking what wants to come out, you are constantly putting a drain cover over a drain.
Yeah.
You're constantly doing that. So yeah, it all stays in there. It's lovely. You know, you can't smell it. It's all fine. But when you take that drain cover off and you change it for something else that's more natural, you have to ride that out.
Yeah, interesting.
You have to let the toxins come out. You have to let that bacteria come out. And over time it does. Something that's really good to use naturally though is bicarbonate of soda. Just helps neutralise the smell. So that's quite a good thing that you can use. And also putting like bicarb in baths is really good. It just helps neutralise any sort of like smells and stuff like that. It's also great for cleaning. Put it on your carpets and stuff like that, bicarb. So yes, it's a kind of like very good tool that if you do find when you switch to a more natural deodorant that you're a bit like, oh my God, I really smell. Something like that can just really help neutralise it.
Interesting.
And it does wear off, I promise.
Yeah,
it does wear off.
It does. I use ACT.
Oh yes, AKT.
Yeah.
I had a sample of those once. Yeah, I liked it.
I love the smells. I used to have Fussy.
Yeah.
And then I got sent ACT and I was like, oh my God, I love the smell. So I've switched because of the smell. But both brands are great. What about skincare?
So skincare, again, because of perioral dermatitis, I am very conscious what I put on my skin. So I actually use a brand called Dermavigils, and I get it through my lovely skincare practitioner, Lucy.
I use Dermavigils as well.
Oh my God, do you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's brilliant, isn't it?
It's so good.
Yeah. So again, I couldn't use it for a little while because it used to really flare up my skin, but it is so gentle and my skin probably has been the best it's ever been now, using less. I used to use a lot of products, and this, you know, everyone's kind of different, but for me, my skin did not like these 10-stage products. It just didn't like it. Used to clog it up. Whereas now I literally wash my face. I use the Vichy 69 hyaluronic acid serum, which is super hydrating, plumping, really gentle, really low toxin as well. Yes, listen, we cannot get away from them, but it's again coming back to that pick your poison, that what do you want to use and what do you not want to use? Everyone's going to be totally different. Bio-individuality is the way forward, because otherwise we follow trends of what everyone else is doing. So that's my big one. A brand called Fierce Nature is one of my absolute favourites. I love their products generally. And then a little brand that is my absolute go-to for my skincare is Flow Holistics. She's a really tiny little company. She makes it all by hand, tallow products.
Wow.
Buttery smooth, and that is my go-to sun cream, but that is also my go-to skin moisturizer. Really lovely, like vanilla-y smell, all natural, completely natural, and I just feel very hydrated after. My skincare routine is very minimal now, and as I said, I actually spend less than I ever have because I know what I like and I'm not influenced externally anymore. And so much of this kind of like wellness journey, and what I always encourage my clients, is empowerment to them. Like, what is right for you? So that when someone does come along and go, oh no, you need to try this, it's like, I'm okay, thanks.
Yeah. And that's so empowering to be able to say, no, I'm fine because this is what works for me.
Yeah. Because we live in a society that is always looking for the next best thing. Oh my God, it's like fear of missing out. Completely. Like, what can I have? What do I need? Oh my God, yeah, that sounds really good. And yeah, try these things, but do it from a perspective of, yeah, I want to, not, oh my God, I need to.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we do fall down this trap of, oh my God, I need this. Now, even like perfumes, I try and go non-toxic as much as possible, but I love my perfumes.
So do I. I'm not giving up on that.
No.
I love my perfume and I'm not changing. That's not going anywhere.
And again, it's It makes me feel good.
It's like, where do you spray it? Maybe spray it in your hair, or maybe spray it on your clothes.
On your clothes, always.
Yeah.
I try not to ever spray it on my throat because the thyroid's there, and the thyroid is a very sensitive little organ.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people have thyroid issues. I see it a lot in clinic. So we always want to protect that area specifically. But on your clothes is always a great option. You still get the smell, but you don't get the kind of potency on your direct skin. Is a really good kind of way to still wear perfume, still smell nice.
Yeah, no, I love that. Now, you specifically work with women.
Yes.
Why do you think more women struggle with burnout and this kind of problem than men?
I mean, not to offend men, because they've absolutely, they do get burnout and everything as well. But I just feel like we've got more on our plate, if I'm being totally honest. I think we are living in a society where we want to do everything. We want to be, I'm not a parent, but people want to be parents. They also want to have a high-flying career. They have got to pick the kids up from school. They've got to cook the dinner. They've got to still focus on their lifestyle, their health, their career. They're going to the gym, etc. And we can't do all of it. We can't do all of it. And I think that women as well, we have this different pressure to men of how to look, how to be, how to behave, that is a level of pressure that you don't necessarily always feel.
Yeah.
But it's there. Like any woman will know that there is always this level of like, oh, but if I say that, what is that? Is that out of turn? Or if I behave like that, are people going to look at me? Or whatever it might be. There's always an underriding pressure with women, I feel. And we are trying to do it all. We're trying to be business women or build our careers, whilst also, you know, some people are raising little ones and children. And most of my clients are parents. They're so burnt out because they are trying to be the best parent, be the best colleague, be the best partner, be the best wife. And there is a point where you just have to give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Because if you're constantly pushing, as I said, you can do everything. You just can't do it all at once. But I think women, I see it a lot that as well, women suppress a lot. We don't always speak about how we feel because it's, oh, she's moaning again. Oh, here she goes again. Like, oh, she's moaning, I'm doing this. And it's not. It's just, it might be. But we sometimes do need a little moan, right?
Yeah.
But there is generally, we have emotions. We have a 28 to 38 5-day cycle. We have so many fluctuations in that period. A man has a 24-hour cycle. Now, also, when we are looking at how we show up and what we do in life, how we exercise, how we eat, we're very aligned with how a man eats and also, or how he exercises. So we're always striving like, yeah, I can keep up, and we can. Like, don't get me wrong, like, my best friend, high Roxy's and everything, I'm like, my worst nightmare. But she gives people a good run for her money. But there's other people that doesn't work for, but yet we push ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's that constant pushing because we're trying to keep up with something else. Also, a lot of studies that have been done are on men.
Yeah.
There's not many, because we're too complicated.
Yeah.
We've got all these different hormones. They never get a true reflection of what that looks like. And something I actually learned the other day is that wearables, I've usually got a ring on, but I charged it and forgot to put it on. They don't consider a women's fluctuation in their hormones. So if you have got spikes that tell you you're very stressed, it might not necessarily be true.
Interesting.
Very interesting. A lot of people, what I see is the luteal phase, which is the after the ovulation, your high stress on your wearable, not necessarily always true because your hormones are obviously changing as they go through that cycle. But our body as well, so something really interesting that I learn, we are always busy. Get up, got to get going, right? I haven't got time to eat, I haven't got time for breakfast. When we get up, when we eat our dinner at night as a woman, we eat our dinner and our body goes, oh, thank you very much, lovely, I'm full. When a man eats his dinner, I'm going to do this the other way around, right? When a man eats his dinner, his body will go, thank you very much, I'll take on that food, I'll use what I need as glucose for my energy. What I don't need, I'm going to store that in the liver as glycogen. So when he gets up in the morning, he goes, right, got my packed lunch stored here, I'm ready to go. With a woman, when she wakes up or she eats her dinner at the night time, she will eat her dinner. The body goes, thank you very much for my energy. I'll use that as glucose. That bit I don't need, I'm just going to store that as fat. I don't need that. So I'm going to store that as fat because we've got a hormonal system here. We need safety. Safety is fat, right? So we get up in the morning on an empty tank. But we try and operate as if we've got a packed lunch.
Yeah.
So what happens is we send our body straight into survival mode when we don't eat. Food is safety for a woman. Now, as much, I was a prolific faster, very bad, 18 hours every day, never ate breakfast, drunk coffee in the morning. It was kind of the first thing that hit my tongue. And what I later realised is that kind of instant craving is a depletion in the body, because it's like, I need something. It's like I need something. What are you going to give me? Give me something that's quick energy, sugar, caffeine. So when we get up in the morning, we think, well, my husband can get up and go for a run and he's absolutely fine, but we're not fine. Yeah. We're irritated, we're frustrated, we're hangry, we might have the shakes, we might feel dizzy, we have hormonal symptoms, we might get PMS, mood swings, bloating, we may have irregular cycles. This is because we're treating our body like a man.
Yeah.
So we have such different physiological components in our body as well, because our body was, now I'm going to be careful how I say this, our body is made to carry children. Yeah, whilst that might not be everyone's direction in life, I don't know if it's mine, if I'm going to be honest, but a woman's body has a reproductive system for that purpose. Now, when we consider that, we have to consider how we give safety to the body, because if we get up and we try and run on this energy, we don't have no petrol in our tank. The glycogen is in our fat cells, which is why we're getting bigger. People are struggling to lose weight, even though they think they're doing all the right things, because the body is stuck and it feels unsafe. So from beneath the surface, from the scientific aspect, the body is saying, I don't have what I need to be able to let this stuff go. And that stuff that we want to go is fat, right?
Yeah.
Most women. We don't want this. Like, it's making me feel unhealthy. It doesn't make me feel nice. I don't look nice in my clothes. But effectively, one of the biggest things that you can change is eating breakfast.
Oh my God. Yeah. I think for me, it's the most important meal. It's the most important meal of the day for everyone.
Yeah.
But I actually can't function without it. Yeah. Like, fasting has never been for me. If I fast, it was because I've had an earlier dinner. And then I have to have breakfast. Yeah. It's just so important. But it's so true that we try and live our lives like a man.
Yeah.
And everyone's different.
Yeah.
So you've got to listen to what you need.
Yeah.
Rather than what everyone else does.
Yeah, 100%. And it's also coming back to, what do I need, right? What makes me, like, if I'm drinking my coffee, it might make me feel good for 2 hours? Always look at how you feel after 2 hours after food or a drink. That will give you an indication how that is reacting in your body.
Yeah.
2 hours is all it takes. And that could be food, that could be a drink, it could be whatever. How do you feel 2 hours after?
Yeah.
That's going to give you the indication of if it agrees with you or not.
Food diary is such a good thing to do.
Yeah.
My boyfriend said to me the other day, you're really good at knowing what things work for you and what don't. Like, you're very in tune. And I was like, well, it's taken time.
Yeah.
But now I know, like, I don't feel great after that. And I feel really good if I said to him, what food do you like to have at lunch? Because what makes you thrive in the afternoon?
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know, I've never thought of it like that.
Yeah, just grab whatever. Yeah.
And I was like, so interesting. Like, I know that if I have like an omelette or something, that that really works for me, because it's like satisfying, it's delicious. I can add loads of veggies in there, but like, it's not like heavy.
Yeah.
If I'm not really good at having anything heavy for lunch. Lunch for me is my worst meal.
Yeah.
I love breakfast. I love dinner. Like, lunch, I have it, but there's nothing fancy. It's just very basic.
Yeah.
But I think if anyone does anything, food diary.
Yes.
And eating seasonally and planning ahead. Fundamental things.
100%. And also, like, I get all my clients to do a food diary, because what one person may think is healthy is not someone else's version of healthy. And health is different for everyone. Yeah. My version of healthy is going to be totally different to yours. Like, we'll have similarities, but I might say, do you know what, actually, I love a smoothie as well. I'm not going to lie. And a shake in the morning. It's just quickness. I find it doesn't bloat me. Okay. But someone must, oh my God, no, I love eggs in the morning. Yeah. Amazing. Like, you've got to do. No, I can't.
I need a sweet. I need sweet in the morning. I just need it.
Yeah, I can't do the eggs first thing, like I'd have to go a couple of hours, in which case I'm already then burning into my like nervous system being dysregulated for the rest of the day. But it is, there's so many common symptoms that I see in clinic of women that are frustrated, overwhelmed, and I don't ever focus on weight loss.
No. Because
weight loss is a byproduct of managing your lifestyle.
I was going to say, the minute you stop worrying about weight loss it happens. Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah.
So we have to finish with the final question, which is, what is in your handbag? I love this question because I'm just always so intrigued what people carry around. So please, what's in your bag?
So it's funny because I actually never carry a handbag. Like, I'm usually card, wallet and phone, but because it was raining today, I needed an umbrella, so obviously I bought a handbag.
Perfect.
What have we got? So I have got phones, obviously.
Yeah.
So I've got my phone. I've got, this is actually very good.
Oh, is that Kiehl's?
Kiehl's.
Oh, lovely.
Buttermilk
lip balm.
It is very nice, very smoothing. It is coconut oil and mango oil. So it's very nice and low toxin. Not many chemicals in it. So that's always a good one, especially coming into the colder period. Chapped lips if you're always outside. So that's a very good one. I have got non-toxic tampons.
Love that. What brand is that?
That is Time of the Month, TOTM.
Oh, nice.
Very good because, again, what you're putting in your like near your, oh my god, what would we call them areas, like
sensitive, private,
sensitive
areas. Yeah.
So what you're putting near your sensitive areas, you want to make sure it's like unchemically processed as much as possible. Some really good brands out there now. I do like Time of the Month. I have got my enzymes.
I love this. What brand is this one?
So this is Terra Nova.
Yeah.
There are so many different brands out there, but just for those that don't know what a digestive enzyme is, so effectively when you eat food, it goes into your stomach, and your stomach has this whole assimilation process. It is so interesting, but effectively it starts just like giving juices and enzymes that help break down your food. So if you are suffering with digestion, enzymes basically go in, and they're like little Pac-Men, right? They go in and they start munching everything down so that when it moves through the chain of your digestive system, you don't get that really uncomfortability. Now, I use these a lot when I eat out, hence why I've got them with me today, because I'll obviously be grabbing lunch out, but they are so handy. I've always got them in either a car, in my bag, anywhere, in my pocket. I find them in my pockets.
So good.
So yeah, always got digestive enzymes. And then I've got, my Dior lip glow.
Oh, love. That's great.
Again, don't use it very often, but I do love it. This is shade 020 Mahogany. So it's like a nice,
lovely,
deep,
like wintry.
brown.
Yeah,
nice. It is lush, and it's very nourishing. I've got my
clips. I love those. I use those to put my makeup on. Essential.
I just have to wear them because I got my fringe cut shawl, and this weather.
Yeah, it's not the one.
It's not the one.
No.
And then I've got homeopathy.
I love.
Very controversial for some, but I carry homeopathy with me all the time, just because I am very much about supporting the body as opposed to suppressing the symptoms. Now, these ones are tissue salts, and effectively the difference between homeopathy and tissue salts, these are still a version of homeopathy, but tissue salts have a mineral structure in them. So if you was to put them into a lab, they would be able to find a chemical structure in them, whereas homeopathy, they would say, there's nothing in them and it's rubbish. It's not rubbish, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
But these are effectively what we call cell salts. So these are like your minerals. So what you need in what you get in your food, which we are so depleted in now because the food source is so depleted, these are effectively those, but they work specifically on certain symptoms. So obviously I've took some today because they help me kind of clear my mind, be really settled. I have got, I think, about 4 of them. So
amazing.
I've
also
always
great
got,
size.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah. Great for travelling. Yeah. And also there is one in here as well that I do have an actual homeopathy as well.
Amazing. What a great bag. Well, Kia.
Wired earphones.
Love. I'm a wired girl as well. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been fascinating and a great way to kick off the year. Loads of tips for people to take on board. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and I really hope you enjoyed the episode and took away lots of healthy tips to implement into your own life. Thank you guys so much again, and see you next week.